On the broadcast tonight, a new logo has dropped anchor for SHIP Athletics.
And we recap SHIP sports from this week.
All that and more right now on SUTV News. Good evening and welcome to this week's broadcast with the latest news. I'm Emily Hall.
And I'm Evan Pahusky. Earlier this morning, a brief ceremony honoring the lives lost on 9/11 was held on the campus of Shippensburg University. The ceremony featured guest speakers from Shippensburg leadership and members of the veteran community. The event was hosted by the Student Veterans of America, ROTC Department of Military Sciences, and Veteran Services. A cadet from the Raider Battalion, Aidan Bernice, said, quote, "Today, this event is a reminder for those who are alive and for those like me who weren't, that the events of September 11th should never be forgotten," end quote. American flags are displayed on the quad as an opportunity to remember and reflect on the tragedy that took place 24 years ago to this date. On September 3rd, Shippensburg University revealed the new athletics logo. This new emblem is an anchor meant to signify strength and resilience. The anchor replaced the previous logo, the Raider ship. The new logo is a signal of entering a new era for the university's athletic teams. Reasoning behind the logo switch is that a ship cannot set sail until the anchor is raised. The logo is meant to look tattered to show the hard work that is put in, on, and off the field. The logo transition has already started, with each sport starting to receive new uniforms. New clothing items have been launched online and will be coming to the university bookstores later this semester.
Want to enjoy a nice cookout this weekend? The Latino Student Organization invites you to the LSO Cookout. The cookout is happening this Friday at 6:30 p.m. in the McCune Pavilion on the West Side Quad. There will be delicious food, games, and a lot of fun. Bring your friends, everyone is welcome. Shippensburg University Kappa Sigma fraternity hosted a fun run for health on Saturday, September 6th. The chapter's first ever fun run took place along the Cumberland Valley Rail Trail near the Shippensburg Trailhead. 92 participants ran in the 1 mile, 2 mile, and 5K races. The chapter raised more than $2,500 to support the Community Free Clinic of Washington County, Maryland. The clinic provides basic healthcare services to support uninsured residents of Washington County. The chapter hosted the event in support of Kappa Sigma's National Community Initiative, A Greater Cause. A Greater Cause encourages brothers to give back through community service projects.
Sand volleyball has returned for the fall semester, but in tournaments instead of leagues. The first tournament will be held at this Friday beginning at 3 p.m. Registration is now open to all SHIP students and will be open until noon the day before the tournament. 2 other sand volleyball tournaments will take place on September 29th and October 10th. If you don't have a team, you can join one as a free agent. Visit imleagues.com/ship to register today. Coming up next, we have the latest on an attempted terrorist attack in Israel.
And we give you the latest on the search for Charlie Kirk's shooter.
Updates to come after this.
Are you failing a class or don't know what you're doing? You're in luck. Shippensburg Primary Academic Resource Center is free to all SHIP students. The Student Success Center, also known as the Learning Center, is located on the first floor of Mallory Hall. The center provides a variety of services, including course-based tutoring, writing tutoring, and learning specialists. To schedule an in-person or Zoom appointment, visit the Student Success Center collaborative website, ship.campus.eab.com. I'm Will Nicholson with SUTV.
Here at Multicultural Student Affairs, we value every student. No matter your race or ethnicity, you are guaranteed a home here. MSA offers many resources: a place to study, a place to meditate, a place to socialize, or a safe place to communicate issues or talk with a faculty member. Come down to Gilbert Hall today and join our family. Our roots run deep. Why not grow together? This is a public service announcement from MSA.
Are you having a hard time focusing on your work? Why not check out the Ezra Lehman Memorial Library? The library has many resources like the IT desk on the main floor. For computer assistants, see the experts. Need to print in black and white or color? Don't worry, the library offers both options on different floors. You can use the bottom floor for group work and the top floor for when you need silence. Don't forget to stop by Starbucks. Check out library.ship.edu for more information. This is a public service announcement from SUTV.
Time to take a trip around the globe with Rylan Walls in this week's World News.
Charlie Kirk has died at the age of 31 after he was shot at his event on Wednesday afternoon at Utah Valley University. A manhunt is still underway into Thursday as the FBI of Salt Lake City posted a potential suspect on X, offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to the individual or individuals. Trump announced the news of Kirk's passing on Truth Social, saying, quote, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us." Kirk was at Utah Valley University to discuss the topic of mass shootings, his first stop on his American comeback tour. Violence continues in the Middle East after another attack by Israel. Israel carried out a strike against Doha, Qatar this past Tuesday. The attack was aimed at assassinating several Hamas members who had gone there for negotiations. Hamas has stated that 5 members were killed, but Israel still failed to assassinate the delegation. Qatar has been a key mediator for discussing a ceasefire, keeping direct channels to Israel, Hamas, and the U.S. Qatar condemned the attack and said they would not tolerate, quote, "this reckless and irresponsible Israeli behavior." However, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that the attack could bring the end of the war closer. Netanyahu announced hours after the strike that Israel accepted the newest U.S. ceasefire proposal. While a ceasefire may be close, this newest attack may continue the conflict. We will have to see if there is a reaction to the attack and if Israel upholds the ceasefire agreement. As part of Russia's continued aerial bombing of Ukraine, the village of Yarova in the Donetsk region was bombed on Tuesday. Ukrainian officials report at least 25 civilians dead and 19 more wounded. This attack on civilians is described as not an act of war, but of pure terrorism by the head of Donetsk military administration. Video footage shows the aftermath of the attack of the many lifeless and injured victims, many of them being elderly. The war only continues to escalate as Russian drones strike the government building in Kyiv and many other buildings in the capital, killing at least 2. NATO is on high alert of Russian drones intercepted over Poland as tensions in Europe continue to rise. A series of protests in Nepal have resulted in mass destruction of government buildings. This past Tuesday, a large amount of protesters stormed the Nepali capital of Kathmandu. The protesters began setting fire to numerous government buildings, including the Supreme Court and Parliament. Police fought back against the protesters, and the Nepali army was called in to control the situation. Several deaths have been confirmed so far, with many more being injured. These protests are being led by members of Generation Z, who have become increasingly angry with the government corruption. The events this past Tuesday follow a massive ban on social media platforms by the Nepali government. Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Ali also announced his resignation earlier this week, citing the recent events. Now Nepal's President Ramchandra Paudel is calling the peace talks between the government and protesters. What happens in Nepal will be left up to both sides, but it's likely these protests will lead to changes in future leadership. A 13-year-old boy from Washington State, described as having school shooter ideations, pleaded not guilty in court on Monday. The investigation began on Friday when deputies received community tips about the boy who allegedly shared possible interest in carrying out a mass shooting on his social media. Authorities then arrested the teenager on Saturday after discovering many easily accessible weapons and, quote, mass shooting scenario, end quote, writings in his home. He faces multiple counts, including threatening to bomb or injure property and unlawful possession of a firearm and fireworks. He is now booked into Riemann Hall, a juvenile detention center in Tacoma, according to the sheriff's office. When interviewing the boys' parents, they told Como News their son had no intention of harming anyone. The mother also suggested his social media posts were an attempt to, quote, be cool, end quote. According to the television stations, the court has scheduled a pretrial conference for September 17th and a detention review for September 22nd. This has been Rylan with World News. Now back to Emily and Evan on the desk.
Thanks, Rylan. Up next, we'll find out if this end of summer weather is here to stay.
And we recap all that happened at this year's VMA Awards.
Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
Scary that it can be put into anything, and we can't even see it or notice it.
There's been another deadly shooting at a local elementary school. According to authorities, the suspect acquired the gun from a family member's home before using it to take the lives of innocent children and teachers.
Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Thanks for hearing me out, bro.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
There's only one thing that will save somebody's life, and that is naloxone nasal spray. Get 911 on the phone, get the emergency responses there on their way.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Well, I don't know about you, Emily, but I've been absolutely loving this weather lately.
Yeah, it's been really nice. I mean, I'm not a huge outdoor person, but it's been so nice that I went up to Old Main and actually sat outside and did homework the other day.
Awesome.
Like, it's been crazy. It's been nice.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely ready for some fall weather, though.
Yeah. Well, let's hand it off to Caroline Cooper with your weekly weather report.
Classes are back, and so are we at SUTV, which means we got some weather to talk about while you're headed to your classes during the week. Taking a look at today's forecast, we saw a nice sunshine today of about 55 degrees with the winds hitting about 5 miles per hour. Very low chance of rain heading into tonight, but the temperatures will drop in the mid-50s, so maybe time to open a window and let the air cool out in your house a little bit. Looking ahead to tomorrow, the sunshine is going to be nice and bright tomorrow. 82 degrees as you head into Friday towards your last day of classes. No chance of rain for the most part, and the winds will stay pretty low as we head into the weekend. Looking ahead to the weekend, the sun is not going anywhere. As you can see on Saturday, 85 degrees as you go out for the weekend, enjoy the nice sunshine. And on Sunday, the sun's not going anywhere either as I enjoy my nice day of football, sadly inside, even though the sunshine's going to be great. As you head into Monday, you will finally see some clouds throughout the week, but it shouldn't really hold up the temperatures too bad. It should stay in about the mid-80s with the same similar 50-degree temps during the night. As we head towards the back end of our week into our next broadcast, you can see 83 degrees, and the lowest you'll see is 81 on Thursdays with partially clouds as well. So make sure you keep your nice summer gear on during the day and maybe put on some hoodies at night as you enjoy the last couple weeks of summer. For me, I'll be staying in my usual, me. That's all I have for weather this week. My name's Ben Willie, and now we're going to go over to entertainment with our main man, Lex Boyd.
Thank you, Ben. It's an honor to be here on the first broadcast of the year. Marvel Rivals is coming out with a brand new season for its action-packed PvP game. 2 new characters are being introduced with the new update, the Asgardian goddess Angela, who is the sister of Thor and Loki, and fan favorite Daredevil, who will be released later on in the season. The new season also comes with the new Battle Pass, which includes new outfits, emotes, and much more. Season 4 launches September 12th, so watch out for this new action-packed update. Rian Johnson is adding a 3rd film to his Knives Out series titled Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery. This new film will make its debut in theaters starting November 26th. Then it will be heading to Netflix shortly after on December 12th. Wake Up Dead Man will follow Daniel Craig's character, Benoit Blanc, the best detective on his darkest and most personal case yet. Rather than having a cozy or glamorous feel like the previous films, Knives Out and Glass Onion, Wake Up Dead Man has more of a gothic feel. The film takes Blanc to a small Catholic church in upstate New York where an incomprehensible murder has taken place, where he'll be, quote, forced to engage with this case and himself in a way that's completely new, end quote. Watch in theaters November 26th and on Netflix December 12th to see what this murder mystery has in store. If you think the walk to classes is hard, this upcoming horror movie will knock your socks off. The Long Walk is a horror thriller that begs the question, how far can you go? The film is based on the novel by Stephen King and directed by Francis Lawrence, the visionary director behind the Hunger Games franchise. The film is centered around a group of people that are forced to walk in order to survive. Some theaters have even brought audiences into the experience, offering a special screening which put viewers on the treadmills to walk throughout the film's entire duration. The film releases tomorrow, September 12th, and personally, I think I'm going to stay on the couch to watch this one. The sequel to Superman has been announced. The announcement was made by James Gunn on Twitter. Superman 2025 was a major box office success, grossing over $600 million. This has led to them going full speed ahead with even more Superman projects in the near future. The sequel will be titled Man of Tomorrow and has been described as a team-up movie between Superman and his arch-nemesis, Lex Luthor. The film is scheduled to hit theaters on July 9th, 2027. You will not want to miss the sequel to the biggest superhero film of 2025. Whoa! This has been Lex Boyd with your week of entertainment news. And now back to Evan and Emily at the desk.
Thanks, Lex. When we come back, we toss it on over to Jack Weaver when we return for the latest in Raider athletics.
All that and more when we return.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
I don't like that.
Saturday, the Raider football team was back at Seth Grove Stadium for the first time this year against Bowie State. The Raiders were looking to start their home slate strong as a packed stadium, including the Red Sea, was filled with energy. First-time starting QB Riley Gunnels had a strong day, throwing for 275 yards and a touchdown on top of that. The star of the day, though, was undoubtedly wide receiver Javon Parker, who had a miraculous catch in the back of the end zone in the second quarter to put the Raiders within one score. Ship held a 6-point deficit until the fourth quarter, where they gave up a touchdown and a field goal to lose the game 23-7. The Raiders will be back at Seth Grove Stadium on the 27th as they will take on Bloomsburg for Family Day here at Ship. Check out our live coverage online at shipraiders.com. Men's soccer followed up their 6-1 rout of Chestnut Hill with a tough 3-0 loss against the Jefferson Rams Wednesday evening. After a scoreless first half, the Rams came firing back in the second half with 3 straight goals. Shippensburg keeper Jack McCann stopped 3 Rams shots, while forward Ethan Paluco led the Raider offense with 3 shots on goal. Defenders Nate Herb and Liam Heitman also had strong nights, playing all 90 minutes of the game. The Raiders will travel to Lock Haven for their next game Wednesday to start a 3-game road trip before coming home to face Seton Hill on the 27th. Women's soccer opened their season this past week with 3 matches, 2 at home and 1 on the road. Starting last Thursday, the Raiders opened their season with a 6-2 win against Goldie Beacom. Ashley Hughes and Jordan Litwin opened the scoring with 2 goals each. Kaylin Spellman and Lana Warinsky got in the scoring column by each netting a goal. Ship carried this momentum into their next 2 games against Westchester and Shepherd. The Raiders tied in both games, scoring a combined 1 goal across each contest. Women's soccer will be back at home next Wednesday against Bloomsburg at the Robb Sports Complex. Catch the action in person or online at the PSAC Sports Digital Network. Men and women's cross country opened their season last Friday night at home with the Galen Piper Classic. The men kicked things off with a dominating performance, scoring only 21 points in the team win. All 5 of their scorers finished in the top 8, including a 1-2-3 finish up front. On the women's side, 6 Raiders posted a top 20 finish with sophomore Victoria Bartholomew leading the way in 5th. The team scored 50 points but fell to Messiah by just 2 points to take 2nd out of 9 teams. Both teams will be back in action next Friday when they head to Haverford for the Mainline Invitational. The NFL is back and it's better than ever. Week 1 has come and gone and there were several great games, including a potential Game of the Year nominee. Starting off with the most notable game, the battle of 2 former MVPs, the Buffalo Bills beat the Baltimore Ravens 41-40 in a shootout on Sunday Night Football. Josh Allen had 4 touchdowns along with 394 yards through the air. Lamar Jackson also had 3 touchdowns and 70 yards on the ground. Now over to the Big Apple where the Steelers and Jets battled it out at MetLife Stadium. Aaron Rodgers looked like his old self with 4 touchdowns along with the win for the Steelers. Staying in PA, the defending Super Bowl champions Philadelphia Eagles ended their banner celebration night with a big win over a divisional opponent in the Dallas Cowboys. Heading down to Washington, the Commanders squeaked by the New York Giants 21-6, even with the Giants holding them close for most of the game. Week 1 was filled with many great matchups as the madness of NFL football is officially back. That's all for sports this week. I'm Jack Weaver. Now back to Emily and Evan at the desk.
Everyone has a favorite Girl Scout cookie, but their newest flavor just might put your go-to box at risk for 2nd place.
More on this sweet story when SUTV News returns.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
When Girl Scout cookie sales start in January, there'll be a new cookie joining the bunch. On Tuesday, the organization announced the addition of a Rocky Road-inspired cookie called Explore Moors. The new chocolate cookie has a creamy filling with notes of chocolate, marshmallow, and toasted almond-flavored cream. Like Girl Scout's other cookies, they will be sold online and in person by local troops. With the addition of this cookie joining the bunch, however, 2 cookies will be removed from the lineup. Toastiers, a French toast-inspired cookie, and the ever-classic s'mores cookie will both be discontinued. But there are still so many cookies to choose from. Nearly 700,000 Scouts take part in the cookie sale each year, with the purpose of raising money and teaching girls important life skills such as responsibility and confidence. With cookie season quickly approaching, fans are excited to try this new flavor. Evan, I'm so excited for this new flavor.
Yeah, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
I really like Samoas. They're definitely my favorite ones. Like the ones with the coconut and stuff. I would say those ones probably my top favorite. What about you?
I love the tagalongs. Ever since I was little, I would always get the tagalong cookies. They're like the best cookie ever made.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah. Thank you for spending your evening with us here at SUTV. I'm Evan Pahusky.
And I'm Emily Hall. Join us next week for the latest news on and off campus. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at SUTV News and on our website, sutvnews.org.
Thank you and have a good night.